Dreams of glory come alive in Barcelona for Cindy Stinger.
We just want people to have a good time, so it won't be over until the fat lady sings.
The biggest endurance test of them all at the Summer Olympic Games, party, party, party. Entertainment Tonight has your ticket for this Monday, July 27th, 1992. Hi, thanks for joining us. I'm Lisa Gibbons. John Tesh is in Barcelona, where all the action is. And apparently is having a great time. And I'm Mary Hart. As athletes from around the world go for the gold in Barcelona, tension mounts among their fans at the Olympics. As the games end each evening, parties of Olympic proportions begin. And here is John Tesh on the party prowl in Barcelona.
Barcelona was truly an Olympic party town this past weekend. There were fancy parties, there were disco parties, and there were big noisy boat parties beginning Friday night. All over the port of Barcelona on 10 huge cruise liners just like this one. There are pre-Olympic parties going on well into the morning. This is the Vista Fjord, and it was hired by the folks at Sports Illustrated. The sports magazine invited several hundred guests to come aboard and play with Barcelona as a backdrop. Among the guests, some familiar faces.
We got lost trying to find the ship, and we ended up in the middle of a big crowd watching the fireworks and waiting for the torch, and it was really exciting.
The Olympic torch entered Barcelona harbor on board a sailboat as fireworks went off in all directions. Among those who also saw the show, 1984 gold medal gymnast Mary Lou Retton, and Sports Illustrated cover girls Judith Masco and Kathy Ireland.
I want to see the Americans win some gold.
The next day, as the big party, the opening ceremonies, drew near, several American athletes, including flag bearer Francie LaRue, javelin thrower Paula Berry, and discus thrower Penny Neer, were given a free hairstyling so they could look their best for the parade of athletes.
I come from Hillsdale, Michigan, where there's more trucks than cars, and we know all the dogs by name. So, yeah, this is a little odd.
Through this Olympic weekend, there was one partygoer who seemed to be everywhere. Prince Albert of Monaco, a former Olympic athlete himself, by the way. He is a man who definitely brings a royal touch to the proceedings. There he was Thursday night. There he was Friday night. And yes, there he was Saturday night, dancing in the wee hours. The prince also somehow found the time to have dinner with the U.S. basketball dream team, and Michael Jordan was impressed.
Yeah, I think everybody's doing well. I think the dinner with Prince Albert was really good. I think we got the chance to see royalty up close, and I was able to sit beside him, which was very pleasant, and he was a very pleasant man.
The son of Prince Rainier of Monaco and the late actress Grace Kelly, Prince Albert is definitely a popular figure here. He is the youngest member of the International Olympic Committee, so he can be both serious and humorous as he looks for success during these Olympic Games.
You really want things to go smoothly, and you just want people to have a good time, so it won't be over until the fat lady sings.
Reporting from the Olympic Games in Barcelona, I'm John Tesh, Entertainment Tonight.
Once again, thank you, John. For television viewers here in the U.S., the biggest party of them all was the Olympic opening ceremonies, watched by an estimated 52 million viewers. Readers of romance novels love Fabio, the Italian hunk who appears on book jackets in various states of embrace. Writers of romance novels used to love Fabio as well, but lately they're changing their minds. In today's Inside Story, Fabio branches out from cover hunk to writer hunk. His name is Fabio, and this Italian hunk has caused a sensation in the romance novel business. With his wild blonde mane and muscular physique, he's usually seen clutching the bursting bodice of a damsel in distress on over 350 covers of these popular fantasy-filled books. But now Fabio has signed a $100,000 contract to write 3 romance novels himself, though he's never written a book before.
I think with all the idea I have and with my experiences, I think I can achieve, and plus is a challenge, and I like challenge.
But many other authors in the romance field, which sells over $750 million worth of books a year, are crying foul over a cover model getting so much money for his first efforts. Elda Minger has penned 10 romance novels and is outraged.
I think having Fabio write a romantic novel is like asking Dan Quayle to write a dictionary. It just doesn't make sense.
But Minger does admit that Fabio's name and looks alone just might sell a lot of books.
He has that certain look, that kind of Conan the Barbarian look, but, you know, he may succeed. I mean, we live in a culture where Millie the dog, you know, made the New York Times nonfiction bestseller list, so anything is possible.
And author Ann Stewart, who has even had Fabio on the cover of one of her books, has started a battle of name-calling over Fabio's contract.
A bimbo is somebody who's gorgeous and overbuilt, who gets by on their looks. And that's Fabio.
Although Stewart admits that Fabio's book cover made a lot of money for herself and her colleagues, she recently told a newspaper reporter that Fabio should stick to posing.
What I said was, there's a place in this world for pretty men, but pretty men should be seen and not heard. And I stood by that. A lot of people said I must have been taken out of context or misquoted, but I wasn't. I meant it.
But Fabio says he's hurt by all this hunk bashing.
I was very surprised in today's world, you know, where women want to be at the same level of men, then a woman come out with something like that, you know, because women, they don't like to be called bimbo, and of course men don't like too.
But there are plenty of women out there who don't think Fabio is a bimbo. At romance novel conventions, they line up to dress up like heroines and pose with him. They also shell out cash to buy his beefcake calendar. Ellen Wolfe is the president of the Fabio fan club, and she says he's on the verge of becoming a star.
I have ladies bombarding me every day. I have phone calls from all over the country. I get letters from all over the country wanting to know where they can get his calendar. So can you imagine what it's going to be like when his book comes out? It's going to be phenomenal.
He plans to write in his native Italian and have it translated into English. Fabio says his first book will be about a Viking superhero who is manly yet vulnerable, because that's what women want, and he should know.
I love women. I think probably that is the reason of my success, because I definitely love women. I think it's the best thing God put on earth.
Well, look out, Schwarzenegger and Van Damme. Fabio is encroaching on your imported movie hunk territory as well. He's got a role in Death Becomes Her, starring Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn. On our Inside Story tomorrow, stars of show business and sports who have battled bulimia, risking everything to stay thin.
There was a great deal of feeling out of control in other aspects of my life. So the one thing I could control was what went in and what came out.
The deadly fight for weight control, stars and bulimia. That's the Inside Story tomorrow on Entertainment Tonight. Coming up next, Meryl Streep's world is all turned around, but she still has her head on her shoulders. And later, a couple of oldies are out to prove they're still golden with a new duet.
Ask anyone who's driven a Ford lately. They'll tell you that we're building better cars and creating better ways to buy cars. Like our 4 new Escort LX models. All are equipped with air conditioning, AM/FM stereo, and other great standard features for one low price. Just $10,499. It's an easier, better way to buy. Have you driven a Ford lately? It's more than just a question. It's an answer.
Kelly LeBrock reveals the essence of man.
Hard to define, easy to know. It's in the way he holds a drink, the way he wears his clothes, the way he talks, the way he walks, the way he smiles, looks, and kisses. And when he holds you close, it's in the way he smells. Fruit, the essence of man. Come on, put it on.
Millions of Americans go hungry each month. Yet last year, Second Harvest and its nationwide network of food banks collected 400 million pounds of grocery products from corporate and individual donors. But getting this food to those who need it is costly. Without your help, we're stranded. To find out how you can help, contact your local Second Harvest food bank.
Sports United Against Drugs presents LPGA Player of the Year, Beth Daniel.
You don't get to be the best doing drugs. I took the pledge. I play it cool.
There's a new movement in sports that began in our nation's schoolyards. If you play it cool. Not with drugs or steroids, but with the spirit and strength that creates real champions. It means giving your best without drugs. Make a commitment. Play it cool.
When you play it cool, you always win.
It is called Mo Money, and that's exactly what it made at the box office this weekend, more than anything else. Honey, I Blew Up the Kid slipped to second place. A League of Their Own, Sister Act, and Boomerang round out the top 5 films. Well, Meryl Streep has become one of the world's leading actresses by playing roles that are big on drama and light on glamour. But in her latest role, she becomes obsessed with glamour, and death becomes her. Garrett Glazer reports.
Oh, madam, you look younger every day. Thank you, Rose.
Meryl Streep plays an aging actress afraid of growing old and wrinkled. She seeks out a sorceress who promises to restore her youth and make her immortal. Meryl told me she wasn't afraid to look haggard for this part.
I've done it so often, look like hell in so many of my movies that
was it a tough shoot because of all the prosthetics and makeup?
Yeah, it was hard because I had this age makeup, which is tricky, you know. This was playing just, 14 years older than I am. Mm-hmm. It's all the things that you try to get rid of, normally.
Meryl's husband in the movie is a much older-looking Bruce Willis. When he decides he wants to bump off Meryl to go back to former flame Goldie Hawn, he pushes Streep down the stairs. She winds up with her head twisted on backwards, but still very much alive. To shoot the special effects scene, she had to wear a blue hood, so her head could be superimposed later.
I wore a bag over my head. And my mother was on the set that day. She said, for this, they pay you this money. It was harder, I think, for Bruce because he had to act with me. I did the whole scene like this.
Animal, psycho.
But the special effects scenes were not the most difficult to do. It was this musical number in which Meryl had to sing and dance badly.
It was really fun to sort of be terrible. I have to say, in the dancing, I was trying my level best to do that as well as I possibly could.
While Meryl had fun acting in this comedy, she's planning to go back to drama in her next movie. Garrett Glazer, Entertainment Tonight.
Death Becomes Her begins running in theaters nationwide on Friday.
Accusations of child abuse can destroy entire families and communities, and PBS examines the painful details in a documentary that headlines tonight's coming attractions.
All 3 of my children that day did tell me that their father had sexually abused them.
On PBS, the series Point of View examines the controversial issue of sexual abuse in an hour TV guide calls Strong. The show retraces the trial of Utah's Alan Hadfield, who in 1987 was accused and convicted of molesting his children. Point of View, Promise Not to Tell, airs tonight on PBS. Check local listings. Also on TV, Homefront star Hattie Winston shows off her vocal talent on a never-before-seen episode of the show. Originally scheduled to air last September, ABC pulled this episode about the death of a World War II soldier, fearing it was too downbeat.
They didn't want people to think that the only thing we did on Homefront was cry.
The lost episode of Homefront airs tomorrow night on ABC. Basketball fans can relive the Chicago Bulls' road to the 1992 championship in a new home video. The tape includes player interviews, highlights of the '92 season, and a specially recut version of the Michael Jackson-Michael Jordan music video Jam. Untouchables, the Chicago Bulls' second championship season, is in video stores now. And critics are calling author Ray Bradbury's latest book, Green Shadow's White Whale, a triumph. The autobiographical novel chronicles Bradbury's adventures in Ireland, working with director John Huston on the screenplay for Moby Dick.
It's a comedy of my adventures in Ireland. It's a semi-tragedy with my relationship with John Huston. It's a mixture.
Ray Bradbury's Green Shadow's White Whale is available in bookstores right now. And episodes of the Ray Bradbury Theater based on his short stories are being produced for the show's 5th season to start in September on the USA Cable Network.
Singer Mary Wells died in a Los Angeles hospital yesterday after a difficult 2-year battle with cancer. She was 49. During her lifetime, Wells helped to break racial barriers in the world of music with a list of hits, including one immortal #1 song.
Nothing you could buy could make me paralyzed in my God.
She was Motown's first big star, and in the early 60s, Mary Wells built a music career that became legendary.
And I'm gonna, you best be believing I won't be deceiving my God.
She turned My Guy into a #1 hit in 1964, and with songs like Two Lovers, she was one of Motown's most consistent female hitmakers. But by the 80s, Mary's star had faded. Then in 1990, she learned she had throat cancer. She blamed it on 2 packs of cigarettes a day for 30 years. Her once soulful voice reduced to a whisper. She had this warning.
Everybody in the world should get involved in fighting for this situation. It's terrible between cigarettes, the pollution. Look out there, you can't even see any sun anymore. Everybody is fading. You better get it together fast.
Mary vowed to fight. Singers like Mary Wilson and Anita Baker raised money for her treatment, and they raised her spirits.
I'm looking forward to living a long time.
And in her passing, her close friend and one of her greatest admirers, Mary Wilson, says Wells has left an indelible musical benchmark for all of us.
She has a place in history. Her legacy, I guess, would be one of the first ladies of rock and roll out there.
Bye-bye, baby. You over here? Bye-bye, baby. Hey.
How about poor Fred Wilson?
What a shame. So soon after retiring.
I hear his wife needed help with the funeral expenses.
Oh, that's ridiculous. He had Social Security.
When my brother died, his wife received a check from Social Security, all right, for $255. Funeral costs were more than $4,000.
How on earth did she pay for it?
Fortunately, my brother bought some additional life insurance a few years before he retired.
I'll bet that cost a pretty penny, huh?
Not with Colonial Penn. Each unit costs just $6.95 a month. Less than 25 cents a day. I have it myself.
We both do.
Both of you?
That's right. Neither one of us had to answer any health questions or take a physical exam. In fact, no one our age can be turned down, regardless of health.
No one?
No.
Is this a plan that offers a lot of protection at first and then reduces it little by little each year?
No. I've had this coverage for years. My benefit never decreases.
Your rates go up every year, right?
No, not at all.
Friends, keep telling friends about whole life insurance from Colonial Penn. With this coverage, your premium never increases for any reason, and your benefit won't decrease simply because you grow older. If you're over 50, you cannot be turned down. Colonial Penn Life Insurance Company specializes in protection for mature men and women. To find out more, call now.
Call toll-free 1-800-227-3006 for free information and receive this handy guide to Social Security absolutely free. That's 1-800-227-3006.
Hello, Colonial Penn?
Call now for your free information and your free book. That's 1-800-227-3006. Call now. There's no obligation. 1-800-227-3006.
With a combined 153 years of experience, Bobby Vinton and George Burns know what it is to be old. But a new duet they've recorded will prove that they still know what it is to be young.
When we are young, age has no meaning.
Bobby Vinton and George Burns sing about what it means to get older in their first single together.
I heard the song, and I thought it would be a great duet between a younger singer and an older singer. And the greatest older singer I know...
They got me a younger singer. I know what it is to be young, but you don't know what it is to be old.
The video for the song looks back at both their lives. For George Burns at 96, life and career just keep going.
I'm going to be old for a long time. I don't believe in dying.
And I'm going to be young for a long time.
I died in Altoona. I died in Schenectady. I died in Mechanicsville. I'm not going to die again. I don't believe in doing what's been done before.
There is a special message of concern for older people in the song, but Bobby Vinton thinks it could also contain a milestone for his new singing partner.
I don't really believe there will ever be another singer 96 years old with a hit record with an album.
Yes, there will. There'll be one 97, 98.
Oh, yeah, besides 99. You, I mean.
In time, when your young days are over, there'll be someone sharing their time with you. Sharing their time with you.
They apparently learned from each other. George says he learned to speak Polish from Vinton, while Bobby says he picked up the secrets to longevity from George. Cigars and martinis. Now the two are working up a stage act together.
Orson Welles called her the world's greatest living radio actress, and her screen and stage performances have won her acting's top awards. But Mercedes McCambridge has never let her career get in the way of her life, and Leonard Maltin is here to explain why both are worth talking about. Leonard.
Well, these are not many actors win an Oscar for their very first film. And not many actors who do that can boast that they're still starring on stage 43 years later. But Mercedes McCambridge can. She won that Oscar for All the King's Men in 1949, and she's now starring in the national company of Neil Simon's play Lost in Yonkers. Between those two performances, she's done a lot of living and acting.
I'm an old woman. I don't like to talk. I don't like noise. I don't like people in my house.
That's Mercedes McCambridge on stage in Lost in Yonkers. Just the latest in a long line of vivid characterizations. But the one that launched her screen career almost didn't happen. She was so incensed at the way her fellow actors were being treated at a cattle call audition, she decided to tell off their tormentors.
How dare you treat people that way? If you're looking for pretty faces, go back to Schwab's drugstore where you belong. You get a lot of pretty faces out there. These are actors you're dealing with, and not many of them are working. And you just hurt them terribly by your demeanor in here. So lots of luck with your picture, and I started for the door.
But when the film's director called her back and said the part was in Robert Penn Warren's Pulitzer Prize-winning drama, All the King's Men, she changed her tune.
He said, would you be at all interested in playing that? And I turned around and came back and sat down and said, what do you mean? And that's how I got it. I didn't do any screen test or anything.
Mercedes has had ample opportunity to observe the fragile actor's ego firsthand, working with James Dean in Giant, and squaring off against Joan Crawford in that wildest of Westerns, Johnny Guitar. But her most notorious performance was as the voice of the devil, inhabiting Linda Blair's body in The Exorcist.
Oh, it burns!
And when the film was shown to the public, everyone agreed it was an impressive job.
My son leans over and taps a woman ahead of him in the New York theater, and she jumped and turned around. And he said, I thought you might be interested to know that that is my mother.
What a great story. Mercedes McCambridge was also Dr. Seuss's favorite interpreter of his works. She's just recorded, in fact, his book, Thidwick the Big-Hearted Moose. So she's a very versatile actress. And you can find all those films of hers, All the King's Men and Giant, Johnny Guitar, The Exorcist, on home video. If you haven't seen any of them, you've missed her great performances.
Thank you, Great way to introduce the kids to her.
Yeah.
Thidwick
Yes,
was my
indeed.
favorite.
And she's in L.A. right now with Lost in Yonkers.
Great.
Thanks, Leonard.
Sean Connery was bonding with some friends as the stars turned out to pay their respects at an awards presentation in Beverly Hills. Sean Connery was joined by some famous friends as the veteran actor was honored by the American Cinematheque for his contributions to movie making. Presenting Connery with the award and a kiss for good luck, his former Robin and Marion co-star, Audrey Hepburn.
He's just a wonderfully honest, fine man with a sense of humor and a huge talent.
In Los Angeles, friends and family of the late Danny Thomas came out for a gala celebration benefiting St. Jude's Children's Hospital. The institution, founded by Thomas, is celebrating its 30th anniversary.
Well, I know right at this very moment there is a big-nosed angel with a cigar in his mouth that's very, very happy to see such a huge turnout.
Country music fans were out in full force in St. Clairsville, Ohio for the annual Jamboree in the Hills Music Festival. The diehard crowd braved the rain for a chance to hear acts like Diamond Rio, Lori Morgan, and Trisha Yearwood.
These people are crazy. There's thousands of them out there, and it was a great crowd. When we got rained on, we had trouble with our sound, and it didn't matter because the crowd was just going wild.
And after 25 years of cranking out the hits, the rock group Chicago was honored with their very own star on Hollywood Boulevard.
It's good enough for Errol Flynn and John Wayne. It's good enough for Chicago.
Cool Whip Light with topping. The luscious taste of whipped cream with 1/2 the fat and only 8 calories per serving. Cool Whip Light.
For cleaning, shining, and disinfecting, nothing outperforms us in the bathroom. Dow Bathroom Cleaner, starring Scrubbing Bubbles. We work hard so you don't have to.
Want to lower your blood pressure? Have a banana. To prevent a stroke, eat lots of potatoes. You can even lower your cholesterol by snacking on popcorn. Want to know the secrets to really feeling good? Then you need to know what foods can help make you well and what foods can keep you healthy. That's why the editors of Prevention Magazine Health Books asked leading nutritionists for the foods and recipes that can actually prevent and even cure today's most worrisome illnesses and common health problems. Now it's all in one important book, The Healing Foods. I'm Joanne D'Agostino, nutritional consultant to Prevention Magazine Health Books. I'm also a registered nurse, so I know the healing foods can help dramatically improve your health and well-being. Over 450 pages documented by 180 doctors and nutritionists. Healing foods that can help prevent over 65 illnesses and conditions from colds to cholesterol, even heart disease and diabetes. You'll learn which tasty soups, delicious pastas, and hearty breads can actually help you lose weight, what fish dishes can help prevent arthritis, even the kind of cheesecake that will help fight osteoporosis. All in the Healing Foods.
Call now for the Healing Foods. Try it absolutely free for 21 days, 3 full weeks to learn how you can improve your health with food you like to eat. Then if you choose to keep it, we'll bill you in 3 easy installments of only $8.99.
And as a free gift, you'll get the special report from Prevention, Young Skin for Life. Over 50 pages of beauty secrets and makeover advice on how to prevent and reverse the signs of aging without cosmetic surgery or artificial makeup.
Remember, you can try the Healing Foods free for 21 days, and the free guide to young-looking skin is yours to keep.
Call for the Healing Foods now. And by the way, an apple a day does keep the doctor away.
Call 1-800-821-2106, 1-800-821-2106.
Air travel furnished and a promotional fee paid by Delta Airlines, offering daily service to the sport and spectacle of Barcelona. At Delta, we love to fly, and it shows.
Celebrating birthdays today, singer Maureen McGovern turns 43. Olympic gold medalist Peggy Fleming is 44. Singer Bobby Gentry is 48 today. Actor Jerry Van Dyke is 61. And producer Norman Lear is 70.
We hope to see you back here tomorrow. We will have the inside story of stars who fight the battle of eating disorders to maintain their slim figures.
And we're going to close our show with a tribute to Mary Wells. Here she is with her very first recording, Bye Bye Baby.
See you tomorrow.
Girl, back then, there was no other. Yeah, the whole wide world right now. You know you took my love, threw it away. Oh, you gonna want my love today? Was a bye-bye, baby. You over here, bye-bye, baby. You over here, bye-bye, baby. You over here, bye-bye, baby.
For years, you've been warned about the hazards of smoking. But one hazard is seldom mentioned. Cigarettes are the #1 cause of fires involving furniture in America today. If you still smoke, please be careful. Keep your cigarettes away from furniture. Get a fire extinguisher and install smoke detectors, or else your whole world could go up in smoke.
See you later, Carol.
I don't know how to thank you without sounding corny. I'm new at being diabetic. I didn't know I could go into hypoglycemic shock, and that glucose could help me, and that insulin could have killed me. Thank goodness you did.
If you have the smarts and the guts to study biology, chemistry, anatomy, and psychology, call 1-800-962-NURSE. If caring were enough, anyone could be a nurse.
Stanley Spencer had a stroke a few years ago from high blood pressure.
He should have taken his medicine and stayed on his diet. He would tell you this himself if he could. But since his stroke, Stanley Spencer hasn't been able to talk. If you have high blood pressure, follow the doctor's orders. It's your health. It's your life. It's your move.